Hey, what up, girl? How you doing? I don't want to come on too strong or nothing.
And of course, during the tenure of our ANC Youth League, there began to be some political and ideological differences, sometimes which were subjective in terms of how they got to be interpreted, because in all honesty, there was never a time where President Zuma got to interact with the entire National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League. But those who were representing us then came with the report that no, Zuma is selling out, Zuma is doing this, Zuma. And of course, we're under the leadership of whoever was leading us there at that particular moment. And then there was then issue of
Julius Malema?
Yes, was the president of the ANC at that time.
Listen properly.
But those who were representing us then came with the report that no, Zuma is selling out, Zuma is doing this, Zuma. And of course, we're under the leadership of whoever was leading us there at that particular moment. And then there was then issue of
Julius Malema?
Yes, was the president of the ANC at that time. And we viewed the ANC leadership according to what the leadership was saying, all of us, that no, there's a problem, then it's a problem in terms of how it got to transpire. And then of course,
down with MKP, down with Jacob Zuma, down.
MKP. I always ask the question, have you ever seen Zuma wearing a Palestinian scarf? He wears everything, including amabesho. But he never wears the Palestinian scarf. Even the most reactionary man called Cyril Ramaphosa, who became a president through the Jewish money and Jewish support, wears a Palestinian scarf, except President Zuma. Leave that. Have you ever heard him speaking about the Palestinian question? Even if he speaks about it in Zulu, have you ever heard him speaking about the Palestinian question?
The people of Palestine continue to suffer in their rightful quest for self-determination, and the ANC pledges its ongoing solidarity and support for their just cause. We reiterate that we firmly discourage travel to Israel for causes not related to fostering peace in the region. We call for unity in Palestine and support UN Security Council Resolution 2334 of December 2016.
Sunday Times goes to have a sit down with him. They don't ask him that question. What is your view about ICC?
The issue in Ivory Coast, wherein there was almost a civil war. President Gbagbo was the president of the country, attacked by the rebels, as they were called, led by Ouattara, who is now the president. Because the matter has been a problem for a long time, even if the situation was not that conducive for elections, it was agreed that the elections should take place so that they could help come to a point where that problem is resolved. So the elections took place, and the conclusions or the outcome of the elections, very controversial. Now, once that was happened, and there was a lot of interference, and the AU even appointed a high-level committee, which we belonged as a country. Once the elections were over, Ouattara was then made the president. Now, there has been a civil war. Ouattara was attacking a government Now, to be arrested for the deaths of people in the war, only Bagbo was arrested and taken to the ICC. Up to this day, they have not been able to try him because they don't have evidence. That's not the only one. There are many cases like that in Africa. But Africa says, if this court, the international court, is to look at justice, why was the United States not taken into task when they said, when they made an allegation, there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and therefore attacked the country, arrested the president, tried him, convicted him, sentenced him to death, and hanged him. And later they say, in fact, there is no weapons of mass destruction.
So the final word that
Israel has been continuing killing Palestinians. Yes. Nothing is said about Israel. Only Africans they are interested in. This is what has made Africa feel we need to re-look at our participation because it looks like it is just meant for us.
ICC decision on Netanyahu.
From where we stand, it looks like Israel is saying, I don't care. I do what I think will please me as a country. Whatever other people are doing, that's not our business. I don't think that's how you would want global relations to be conducted, because you want to bring harmony and stability in the world so that we could concentrate in bettering the lives of the citizens of the globe rather than creating bills that seem to be not allowing that process.
Netanyahu. What is your view about Palestine? Where do you stand in relation to Cuba and its embargo?
President Zuma leading the nation in offering the country's condolences, describing him as an inspiration in the struggle against apartheid.
We have lost a friend, we have lost a leader, we have lost a real friend who made us to be what we are in many ways, Fidel Castro. And therefore we feel a deep sense of sadness, and we therefore would want to convey our deepest condolences to President Castro's family, to his comrades and the leadership, and the people of Cuba, and the party, the Communist Party of Cuba, to say condolences. We have lost a hero, we have lost an international revolutionary.
Cuba and South Africa's relations date back many years. All democratic leaders visited the island nation.
What we learned from Castro, firstly, is a leader who is very committed to what he needs to do, and who does not just get committed and stop there, who plan about how to achieve what he wants to achieve. And whatever happens, no matter, at some point, as you know, Cuba was not a very rich country, but Cubans, he had led to Cubans to know how to live within their means, how to love their country, how to be satisfied with what they had, but how they must always on the alert to defend the revolution.
Where do you stand in relation to China and Russia? So, and this over glorification that he has signed for BRICS and all of that, it's work that he found there. It's not his own initiatives. He has got no track record of initiating anything that can unify anyone. He's got no such.
No one is going to destroy this organization. No Zuma is going to destroy this organization. It was not formed by Jacob Zuma. This organization is the one that fought Jacob Zuma. This organization is the one that is going to fight Zuma, and it will win. Even if we don't win in the immediate, we've got age on our side. He doesn't have age. Even if he dies tomorrow, we'll defeat him in the grave. We'll follow him to everywhere he goes. Why? Fighters there is only one political party that has made EFF its political program, and that is MKP. When they wake up in the morning, how many people do we steal from the EFF? How do we destroy the EFF? And then come and say, we want black unity. It will not come at the expense of the EFF. We must defend the EFF. We don't want to see MKP anywhere. We will meet in parliament, even in funerals. We don't want them. They're everywhere. They're really gazebo. MKP's agenda is to destroy the EFF. Why? They are pursuing a white agenda because the EFF is the only organization that is opposed to white supremacy. Anyone who destroys the EFF protects the interests of white people, and we must never allow that.
The most important person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs.
Has made itself clear about the polemics or debates with other organizations. Our approach is very simple. Our members, and this is in our constitution, are enjoined by the constitution itself not to respond to any provocation, and in particular not to attack other progressive forces. If other people want to do that, that's fine. That is their decision. It's a free country. But we will not be falling into that trap. You know, where we are now here, those of us who are old enough to have been in this space in the 80s will know that this place we're in here was standing on the blood of people. That this particular area in KZN, thousands and thousands and thousands of our people died for nothing because of so-called political rivalry. So we shall never participate in fomenting that kind of history. And we will never regard any organization, let alone a progressive one, as our enemy. The word enemy is a very strong one. It's used only when you intend to do certain things in politics. There's a difference between opponents and rivals and enemies. So we do not take the position of calling any black person our enemy because they are our fellow oppressed people.